Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. This time we're talking about the removal of belts in 6.0. This is something that's been talked about quite heavily recently, both on the live letter and previously to that, but we finally have a Lodestone page of this, so all of the information will be on there. I'll link this in the description. So just as a PSA, belts will be going away. I'm not sure if anybody on the planet who plays this game doesn't know that already, but there we go. Basically, there are tons of belts in the game. There's a lot of bloat, and they don't think that they're necessarily important to have in a game anymore, so they're cutting them away completely. So unavailable after the release of 6.0 includes the ability to equip belts, obtaining belts via duties or item exchanges, the use of coffers containing any belts, buying or selling them on a market board, affixing materia, extracting materia, repairing these belts, levy and supply mission turn-ins, or crafting of belts. They'll all be gone, but you will be able to actually still have a belt in your inventory. Okay, so you'll be able to remove the affixed materia after 6.0 comes out. You'll still be able to turn in your expert delivery mission turn-ins. You'll still be able to sell them to shop vendors. You'll still be able to desynth them, and you'll still be able to discard them. The affixed materia and signatures on crafting belts will remain as is. So these are just relics, basically. They are there. They're not going to be touched. You don't have to rush out immediately and materia everything that you own and get rid of them. It's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Although they will not be equipable and will be placed in your inventory if that is the case. So after 6.0, they say, although belts can no longer be equipped after 6.0, they will be not removed from the game, as we've just said. However, the following belts will be given to the Calamity Salvager and can be retrieved if you so choose. So you can entrust, so the entrusted ones include any equipped belts that you currently have at the time of logging out before the expansion goes live, belts in your armory chest, belts equipped by retainers. So belts equipped by additional retainers whose subscription period has ended will be given also to the Calamity Salvager. However, the subscription must be renewed before their equipped belts can be retrieved. So this is obvious. You can't just take the belts off of a retainer that you're paying for that you just haven't been paying for recently and it's not active. You'd have to pay the money to bridge that gap and get access to those retainers again to be able to unequip any gear, regardless of if it's on the Calamity Salvager or not. The Calamity Salvager locations are listed there. They're in the first 3 major starting city-states. And yeah, to say belts in your personal and retainer inventories as well as your saddlebag will remain as is. So there we go. The further information on this, though, the final bit that it was interesting to me is that speed belts obtained from Eureka Pagos can actually be exchanged for an equivalent ring now by speaking with a Calamity Salvager. This has prompted a massive insurgence of price for some reason on the speed belts. You can actually go and purchase these. They're like 8 to 37 million depending on whatever server you actually look on the market board. It's absolutely crazy. People are trying to, I don't know, make money off of these. They're quite sought after for some reason. A lot of people are liking the idea of they're getting a ring out of it instead or wanting to swap this over. Some people are selling them. It's an interesting hit on the market. One of those things to keep an eye on personally. But yeah, so there's that. In terms of belt removal then, essentially what we get from that is more armory chest space for our weapons, and we also get ring slots, right? Ring and armory weapon slots. So that's going to be quite fun. You'll be able to actually have more than a weapon per job in your armory chest now, as opposed to you know, especially when you're doing a relic weapon. If you have every job in the game, which you can, because that's the nature of Final Fantasy XIV, you're encouraged to have every job on one character rather than tons of alts. The idea is if you have a relic weapon, half of the time you have to equip something else to turn in a stage of a relic weapon because you can't have it equipped at the time you hand in a quest. So you get this really awkward moment, especially with resistance weapons more recently, where people have been like, this is my first relic and this is annoying because I have every other job's weapons in my armory chest. so you've had to like move stuff to your inventory. It's been a little bit awkward, especially if you do the gathering and crafting stuff as well. Those take up a lot of space. So the removal of belts to give me more space for my weapons, I'm very happy personally. But there we go. That was the Lodestone post on that. If you're interested, if you want any more details, link in the description as usual. But thank you so much for watching. I thought we needed to cover this as part of the stuff we haven't covered, regardless of how simple it is. But enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time.